Guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with something really interesting and something very useful for people who are interested in FIT, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. So I'm here with a Q&A with a list of questions that I'm going to answer that were sent to me by multiple people on Instagram through DMs. So I thought of making a compiled video of some of the frequently asked questions. So let's get started. So the first question is, why FIT? Personally, FIT, in my opinion, was and is the best choice that I made when I decided to come for fashion design. I got accepted into Parsons, CSM, LCF, Pratt, etc., and FIT, and I was really confused about which university to choose because it is a hard decision. It's like your entire life, but anybody I spoke to, any of the fashion design counselors, they all told me that if you're thinking about fashion design, FIT is the place to go. FIT is the #1 university for fashion design in the world, which is commendable. And when I came here, I realized that that was the right decision. When you come and you talk to teachers at FIT, you realize that they're all industry professionals who really highly see and value FIT students in comparison to fashion design students from other universities, because FIT trains you in a way that in the first 2 years you learn how to sew, draw, bring your visions to life in every possible way. They teach you how to construct everything so that in the following 2 years, if you're continuing to do BFA, you can make whatever you want. You have more creative freedom, a wide variety of courses that you can opt from, and just build your style as a designer. So in my opinion, if you really love fashion design, don't think twice about it. If you get into FIT, go to FIT. Question number 2. What should you know before starting the FIT application? So for starting the FIT application, there are 2 components to it. The first one is a SUNY application that you need to fill in with all of your details. So basically, SUNY is the overarching university that has multiple universities under it. Because FIT is a state university, so it comes under SUNY. And basically the second component is the specific FIT application. So it has multiple requirements, but in crux, it needs your application essay. In your essay, now, okay, I'll give you a little brief about everything that you need to do. In your essay, be as authentic as possible. Tell them why FIT, how does FIT fit into your career plan, where do you see yourself down the line, and what role can FIT play in that. Show them your vision, your dreams, your ambitions as a designer. So the next thing that you need is your IELTS or your TOEFL score if you are an international student. Now, they don't require a minimum score, but FIT, even with your grades, they just want to see that you're good enough as an entire package. So they see you in entirety, that your grades, essay, portfolio, everything needs to be up to the mark. And the most important component, of course, in the application is your portfolio. So you can open the FIT website. If you are going for a creative major, they have a specific list by major of everything that you're required to submit in your portfolio. And I'm gonna put the link in the description. They've written it in a very apt way. So I can talk a little bit about fashion design because that's what I'm studying at FIT. So the FIT Fashion Design Associates portfolio requires for you to submit in 3 components. The first one being the mix and match collection, which is you make garments that can work together on 2 different mannequins. So for example, you're using the same jacket and the same top, but you mix and match it with a pair of pants or a pair of skirt. The second part was the fashion illustration component. So they require you to show your creativity, innovation, show your ideas, innovativeness, how you can experiment with things. Now, I remember that there were 2 ideas to it. A certain group of students think of it as maybe make a collection. What I did was there were 8 illustrations that were required. So I made them in different themes, showing different styles and different levels of skills that I can do. So for example, one was inspired by monuments and one of mine was inspired by dolls. So I tried to show my creativity in a more diverse sense. Now, if you want, you can make a mood board for it and submit it as a collection of 8 drawings that look and feel somewhat that they belong together. That's your creative freedom and totally up to you. And the final part of the portfolio was the sewing component. Now, FIT does require you to learn sewing before you come in so that you're all set to learn everything that FIT has to offer. So you're required to show 2 to 3 garments that you have constructed yourself and show front and back images of it. I'll say show a side image too if you have a great element on it. I made a top and a pair of pants for mine and a lehenga, which is an Indian skirt, with block printing that I did myself. So the next question answers something that I was personally confused about as well when I sat down to apply for FIT, is which program should I apply for, associates or bachelors? So the difference between associates and bachelors is that FIT has a 2-year program system. So you have to come through the associates. Even if you've done your degree somewhere else, you can't get your credits transferred because FIT wants to train you in their specific style and specific way so that you are prepared to be called an FIT alumni. And if you have done your degree somewhere else, you can do a 1-year associates, which is a fast forward version of everything that you do in the 2-year program. You can do that otherwise as well if you feel like you have enough sewing expertise or fashion design skills. You can apply for the 1-year program. It is a little bit more extensive and rigorous, of course, because it's a compilation of everything and it doesn't teach you slowly. It expects that you already know most of the stuff, which is why you've come here. Now, that doesn't mean they don't teach you, they teach you, but in a really fast speed. Okay, so you come through the associates, it's a 2-year program. Usually people come in the fall semester, but it's fine if you're accepted into the spring semester. It doesn't change anything. It's the same opportunities, same classes, same professors, everything remains the same. The only thing that happens is I think that bachelors only starts in fall. So you might have a gap semester in the middle of your associates and your bachelors, and then you'll start bachelors when everybody else in the fall starts bachelors. So with the bachelors, like I said before, it gives you more creative freedom because in the first 2 years, they've trained you how to sew everything, a top, jacket, pant, skirt, all the closing mechanisms, zippers, hooks, gowns, everything that you can think of. So in the next 2 years, you have been trained in a way that you can make whatever your heart desires. Now, obviously there are courses like I'm in special occasion, so I have to make a bridal gown, but there's no restriction on how that bridal gown has to look. I have complete control over if I want to make a voluminous one or if I want to make a fishtail gown, and the teacher helps you do that. The teacher guides you on what to do next, and it is a great system. It's almost like a studio space with expert guidance. So it's absolutely fun and great for passionate people. The next question that I get is how rigorous is the course? Now, what I say is that it is very rigorous. No, trust me, it is the most rigorous course at FIT if you're taking fashion design. But there's nothing to be scared of. Just do it if you absolutely love fashion design. It is not for people who think they love fashion design because they're gonna get overwhelmed. And when you love something, you don't start disliking it because you're tired. You still enjoy it. So I enjoy every part of it, the ideas, staying up in the studios late with friends, bonding over how much are you done with and stuff like that. So I really enjoy every aspect of it. Now, that doesn't mean you don't get time at all to explore New York and have fun and go out. It's all about time management. Just balance your priorities, do your work on time, go out with friends. I have friends over in my room all the time. Now, they do ask me how I manage that, but just make a to-do list, stay on top of your tasks. know how much you can accomplish in the specific time period that's given to you. Don't take up something so ambitious that doesn't get completed. That's my advice. But it is rigorous, but you're gonna love it. Absolutely love it. I love all my courses, and I'm always excited before the semester starts of what's gonna come ahead. And I'm looking forward to the next semester as well. So if you are an admitted student already watching this, I hope I see you on campus. The next question that I get asked is, how much does FIT cost? So there is a page on their website that shows the tuition costs for state students, which are local to New York, and for international students, the price sort of varies. For associates and the bachelor's program, it gets a little bit more expensive. Not everybody continues for bachelor's, but usually international students mostly always continue with bachelor's, and I recommend you should. If you're coming there, come for the 4-year degree. Now, people do feel that they're prepared after the 2 years degree. Good for them. But my personal advice is come here, do everything. So the tuition cost is approximately 17 to 18,000 USD per year. And no, FIT unfortunately does not offer scholarships for international students. There are programs like a presidential scholars, which gives you like a 500 stipend, and you take a few honor courses with that. And the good part about FIT is, even though you can't work outside in the first year as an international student, FIT gives you a lot of opportunities to work and get paid on campus through a lot of jobs like orientation leader, SGA, which is the Student Government Association, SAB, which is the Student Activities Board, cultural fellows, and I'm sure a lot of other things. So yeah, I can put a list for that if you need that. So that would help sort of cut your costs down or earn while you're studying. But an approximate of your cost if you stay on campus. Now, there would be an additional cost if you're staying on campus, which I recommend you should definitely stay on campus during the first year, because it helps you build relationships and meet with new people who've just come with you, socialize, have a college life, and it just helps you fit in. So I was on campus during my first year. I'm still on campus. Now we're in a separate building, which is for returner students, but FIT offers a lot of housing options for first year students, especially because they're new in New York and it's really hard to find housing. But if you want to look for a comparatively cheaper alternative, you can move off campus. That is going to save you some bucks, especially if you are open to a commute. So a 20-30 minute commute might save you a lot, but if you're looking for something in Manhattan off campus, that is going to be equally as expensive as if you live at FIT. So yeah, that's about the cost. So for those young people who are still in grade 9, 10, probably 11, and are hoping to get into FIT, you're at the right place. Skills you probably need to start learning now are sewing. So I started going to this sewing class after grade 9, and I started learning the basics so that it made me more comfortable with the machine. And I think that was one of the best decisions I made. I really enjoyed it, and that helped me understand, okay, I'm at the right place doing the right thing. Another thing that you should start doing is, if you're not good at sketching or if you think you need improvement, start working on fashion illustrations. Take a croquis probably, which is basically a figure, print it out, start drawing on top of it. You'll understand the proportions of the fashion figure. The fashion figure is a little bit more different than a normal human, because if you've seen it, it's more elongated. It's a little bit more dramatic. So yeah, start drawing, draw as much as you can, make your hand comfortable in drawing out ideas, working with markers, color pencils, and something FIT students really work with are markers. So I have a set of Copic markers, but you can get whatever markers you want to, especially at this point. Just start getting comfortable with drawing with them. You can use color pencils to shade. Another thing you could do is start mood boarding, which is collaging. So make different collages on Adobe Illustrator Two softwares that we really use at FIT are Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. So if you know them, congrats, you're gonna have a smooth transition. It took me a while to get the hang of that because I didn't learn that before coming. So you don't have to learn that before coming, but if you really want to get ahead and be comfortable with that, I would recommend explore and navigate your way through Adobe Illustrator. It's a really handy tool. And then if you just want to make a few fashion projects, read a little bit about fashion history, that's gonna make you pretty intellectual about something that you should be interested in. And we do have a few fashion history courses at FIT too, so you can get a go ahead in that aspect as well. Something I did and something I really enjoyed was going to textile stores with my mom and just looking at fabrics. Looking at fabrics, especially in India, gave me so much inspiration because you realize what's out there, right? Learn the names of fabrics, know how the texture is, and start drawing them out. You'll realize how much that makes a difference in your illustrations, because when you sit down to make your portfolio and you make those illustrations, FIT requires you to put swashes next to them, so that sort of looks like, okay, I'm making leather, that's how leather should look like. I am making a sequin beaded fabric, that's how it should look like. Just experiment a little with if you can show fabrics in your illustration. And okay, one of the most important things that I almost forgot about were flats. So when you make garments, you also make a technical flat, which is quite literally a flat illustration of where a zipper is going to be, where are the buttons going to be, and just as a mechanism of how you're going to get in and out of it, right? Where the stitching going to be, so you show stitching lines in it. You can search them up, but FIT really loves flats, and this is my secret tip to you, that when you're making your portfolio, FIT doesn't mention it, but if you're gonna make flats, FIT is gonna love it. So yeah, please make flats. Please check them out. One of the other questions is that, do you have to apply again for BFA? Yes, you do have to apply again for BFA, but it's literally almost guaranteed that you're gonna get into BFA. There's no additional portfolio or essay that you need as an associate's FIT student. You just have to fill a form and they're gonna see your grades and everything. And if you have a GPA above 3, which you should, it's not very hard to keep your GPA above a 3.0. So you're all sorted. There's nothing to worry about. I know I was stressed, but there's literally nothing to worry about. Just make sure you're focused and you're a good student. So you're gonna have no issues in continuing with the bachelors. The next question I was asked was, what is an opportunity you wished more FIT students knew? And I cannot emphasize enough, but FIT has a lot of options for study abroad, and that's the best thing you can do in your college life. So I made full use of that. I went to Florence in Italy for a semester abroad in my second year, so my third semester, and it's one of the best experiences I've had during my college life. There was so much to do, so much to learn. They have the exact same courses as what I would have studied in New York, because the teachers in Florence are trained that way to teach FIT in Florence. So you're learning the exact same things. The facilities were equally good, if not better. They were actually better. And I had a blast. There was so much to explore because you can go to different European countries when you're there. So I went to France and Greece, London, everywhere. And it was fab. Like, I absolutely had a blast. It was definitely rigorous. It was comparatively more rigorous than FIT because the teachers were trained that way, but we learned so much. Anybody you ask in the people who went there are gonna tell you how much they learned. The learning curve went up there, and we came back and we're all set like, oh, now we know everything and we're all ready to make anything. And we came back so much more confident, with much better time management skills, and all set to take over the fashion world. So if you come to FIT, please read about the study abroad programs and apply for one. You're gonna love it. You're gonna thank me later, so remember that. What sort of classes do I have at FIT? Now, it's not only always major based, but the best thing I feel about FIT is that if I have 6 to 7 classes in a semester, at least 4 or 5 are related to fashion design. So it's something that interests me. You still have to do gen eds, which are your English, math, sciences, but only one per 2 years. So it's not so bad. So you're gonna have like 2 histories, one English, one math, one science. I think that's about it for gen ed courses. And then you have a huge flexibility of choosing from a lot of different spectrum, like social sciences, theater, Bollywood classes, related arts, etc. And you get a lot of flexibility, so it doesn't hurt, trust me. Now, I was skeptical about, oh, I have to take a math course, or oh, I have to take a science course, but the number of options that you get, you are gonna find something that interests you. So don't worry about it, there's nothing to be stressed about. The best part is you're doing what you love, and that takes up majority of your time and schedule. So choose your major wisely is my recommendation. One suggestion I would like to give before I go is that fashion design is not the only major at FIT. If you love fashion design, out of the world, nothing like it, fab, I'm on your side. But FIT offers a lot of different majors. Some of the most popular ones are fashion business management and advertising marketing communications, which is AMC, and that is followed by FD, which is fashion design. So those are the top 3 largest majors at FIT. But FIT offers a lot of niche majors as well, like communication design, toy design, animation design, and stuff like that. So if that's something that interests you more, please check them out. Make sure whatever you choose is something you see yourself do in the future and is of interest and passion to you. So yeah. How is FIT as a school? FIT is a fab school if you're talking about academics. Amazing, great. Everything you want to do, they're going to make you do it. You can take elective courses for things you're otherwise interested in, like fine arts, probably some other spectrums of fashion design. You can take all of them. If you're talking about, is FIT a party school? No, it's not a party school. Now, you can have like little dorm parties and night stays and stuff like that, but otherwise, no, it's not really a party school. That's not what they think you're here for, unfortunately or fortunately. But they do have a good campus life. They keep doing all sorts of events. They have 60 plus clubs and organizations, dance clubs, cultural clubs. They keep organizing a wide variety of events, food fairs, stuff like that. So please make sure you attend them. If you're at FIT, go with your friends, get pictures clicked, dress up, enjoy your time at FIT, and you want to go out into the city. The FIT campus is the entirety of Manhattan. So enjoy while you can. Is FIT safe? Is Manhattan safe? FIT has 24/7 public safety officers on campus near dorm buildings. So I've personally never felt unsafe. If you need a public safety officer, they're available whenever you want. If you want to go to the other FIT dorming campus, which is for returning students, there is a shuttle system, which is 24/7. So you don't have to walk alone at night. You can literally sit in the shuttle and they're going to drop you there, which is a fab service. I love availing it, especially in winters and especially when I have a lot of fashion design stuff to carry. They do also provide lockers, so I can keep most or some of my stuff, but if I want to take stuff home, I can use the shuttle. So that's fab. And otherwise, Manhattan, for that matter, I mean, every city is unsafe. For Manhattan, personally, I don't feel unsafe because I like buzzing cities. So I like when there are people around at all times. It makes me feel safer. Just know which streets and areas to avoid. Don't take subways at night, especially if you're alone. Don't travel too far. But that's in any city. So if you're mindful, if you're careful, you're going to be all right. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below and I'm going to do my best to answer them as soon as possible. If this was helpful, please let me know and I'm going to make a part 2 with more of your questions super soon. Best of luck with the people who are planning to apply super soon. You got this, and thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more. Thank you. Have a great day.